The 9x19 Parabellum. You probably know it as the 9mm. It's the world's most popular pistol cartridge. It's used by military and law enforcement, competition, and for concealed carry. It's even chambered in submachine guns and rifles. Today on Gun Talk, we're talking all about the 9mm.
The 9mm cartridge is rich in history. It's been used by armies around the world, and you really can't talk about it without talking about the great pistols that have been chambered for this. Jim Clark has been kind enough to join us and show us some of the guns you got here. This is, of course, one of the originals. This is a Luger. You might just talk about the role the Luger played and how it's connected to the 9mm.
Well, this is a really nice commercial 9mm Luger. Today's market, this gun's probably a $3,000 gun.
But when you look at the history of the 9, the Luger, the German Luger used in World War II, has been used, and that's what people think of. When they think of an old 9mm, that's what they think of. It was a great design. It's an amazing design, toggle link, all of that. All right, but move from that to one of John Browning's creations. In fact, you've got one of the more unique ones I've ever seen here. What is this?
Well, it has a shoulder stock with a rear elevation long-range sight.
And this is a high power.
And this is a high power.
Okay. Which really was the first high capacity pistol.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what made the high power so important.
Exactly. When a lot of the combat shooting first started, there was a lot of you guys, or several guys, using high power just because of the magazine capacity.
Sure.
This is the original high capacity gun.
Now, I know people are going to say, oh gee, you put a stock on a pistol. You know, that requires extra stamps and all of that, but not so in this case.
Well, this is a curio and relic. Well, it's over 50 years old.
Some people have said this was the gun he made when he figured out how he should have made the 1911.
That's true.
A
Browning man is a Browning man.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them, but a Browning man is truly in love with these things.
Okay, well, speaking of Brownings, we'll go straight to the other, which is a 1911, but also in 9. This is becoming hugely popular.
Yes, 1911 to 9mm. Not every company 1911 builder makes them, but a few do, and they're again low recoil.
Right.
You can still buy defense loads for it that are fairly effective.
One more round in the mag?
And one more round in the magazine, or two more, depending on which one you're dealing with.
Right.
And when the 9 first came around, as far as competition shooters, they couldn't find ammunition that was accurate enough to use in competition. Well, nowadays, the 9mm, we can make them shoot at least as good as a special, if not better.
And of course, now we fast forward to today's modern polymer striker-fired 9mm pistol.
There you go.
Smith & Wesson M&P.
Right. Easy to shoot, is as safe, if not safer, than a revolver.
Right.
There again, low recoil.
And you can
endless options.
And and it's great out of the box, but you can tune these up too.
That's correct. This one actually has a very fine trigger job on it. I've actually shot this one in a few competitions.
You know, my wife, actually, you did the trigger job on my wife's M&P.
Okay.
And she's had a couple of police officers in classes picked it up and tried it. She goes, whoa, I didn't know you could do that. So you really can tune these up and make them pretty sweet.
Absolutely.
9mm, really versatile, great history piece, but it's actually more popular, more useful now than it ever has been.
Probably more departments still carrying 9mm than 40 or 45 as far as police departments go.
Right.
Now, in concealed carry classes, you get the ladies come in, the 9 is by far more popular than a 40 or a 45.
I love the 9 personally. There you go. The 9mm, of course, is crazy popular. And really what you're doing now is you see it in big guns and in little guns and pocket guns. Tim, SIG, of course, makes little guns with the 9. It's known for making full-size pistols. What makes the 9 so versatile? What is it about the 9?
I mean, a 9 can be, you can have it in pistols, you can have it in carbines, you can have it in home defense, sporting applications, plinking around.
And concealed carry.
Absolutely.
Which is huge these days. They often say, well, but if I go with a smaller gun, it becomes kind of a belly gun. It's up close kind of a gun. Not always true.
Not always true, absolutely not. Whether you're shooting a small frame gun like a micro gun or a full-size gun like a 226, fundamentals don't change. Still sight alignment, trigger press, all the way through.
No special techniques for shooting a small gun at longer ranges.
No, sir.
You just have to pay more attention to it.
Absolutely.
Okay, show me what you got there. You got the 290, right?
We have the 290 micro compact, 9mm, 6-round standard magazines. We get the +2 8-round magazines with a grip.
Now this is a small pistol.
Yes, sir.
But it feels good. And it's got a really good, it's a double action only trigger, but it's got a good trigger. So we backed off. We're like, I don't know, 45, 50 yards right here. You think you can hit some of this steel with it?
I'll give it a try.
All right. Man, that is fine shooting from this far back. Now, you got just a little bitty short sight radius on that.
Yeah.
Here's what I've done. I swiped your rainbow version of this thing, okay? How cool is that? And I guess these things are selling like crazy.
Yeah, they're very popular.
Amazing. All right, I gotta try this one, okay? We'll load this up. I've never shot this pistol before. Don't know what it's gonna do, but why not, right?
Absolutely, give it a whirl. Not bad.
That's a great little pistol. Small enough to carry every day, but accurate enough to shoot from this far back. Shoots a full 9mm, not a little bitty cartridge. Now, we can't stop talking about the 9 without at least mentioning the 226. It's really one of the pistols that SIG is so well known for. I noticed that's your everyday carry, right?
Yes, sir. It's one I teach with and carry. Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal. All right, let's just see that pistol for just a second here.
All right, this one right here is a standard 226, a little bit different.
Right.
Instead of a traditional double action, single action, this is our single action only.
Love it. I shot that one not long ago. That single action trigger pull you put on this, honestly, it rivals the best 1911s out there. You got a great trigger pull. So I know you can shoot that one. So go ahead and get some steel. Coming up, we'll shoot a 9mm handgun that's something like, well, you may not have thought of before.